Hey everybody, how y'all doing out there? Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's me, your homegirl Ladosha Wright. This video is about real hair on real people in real life. The topic is going to be very interesting. It's all about something that's very, very difficult for a lot of people, and that is not giving up on your hair. No matter how much you don't like it, how much you're being teased, how difficult you think it is, I want you guys to please, please never, ever, ever give up on your hair. Don't do it. Don't give up. This video is dedicated to Miss Tammy, who traveled all the way from Toledo, Ohio, to learn the power of not giving up on her beautiful hair. This part of the video captures one of the most difficult aspects of styling hair, and that is combing it. When I was a kid, I couldn't stand it. Tammy learned the benefits of using the right products, the right tools, and the right techniques to comb through her beautiful coily hair. It's a little challenging, but I told her to stick with it, work with smaller pieces because she has very tiny hands, and she began to realize, okay, I've got to use a little force, but you know what? I can do this. So this video is for her to watch, to remind herself to never give up, and she's really doing a phenomenal job. And also, please hit the like button if you agree. Tammy, she doing a thing. She working it out, starting at the regrowth, small sections, putting a tight grip, and just pulling through, and she's not ripping her hair out. Again, don't forget, hit the thumbs up if you like what you are watching, and let's give a big shout out to my homegirl, Tammy. I proceeded with styling her hair using the RevAir device. That was the #1 reason she came to visit me, because she felt the device really wasn't working, or perhaps maybe it was something that she was doing. And come to find out, it was something as simple as cleansing her hair more effectively, and again, using smaller sections. The RevAir device does not straighten the hair. It simply stretches the hair. You have the option to set the tension settings to the pull that's needed for your texture. For her, she only needed the tension setting to be on #2. We also used the temperature setting on high, but I also showed her how she could use it on low. So now she's learned she has the option to use the temperature setting on high or low heat. Another thing, it's really irritating to those of us who have really bushy Afro hair that as we dries it, the water from the top of this top section of our hair keeps trickling back down to our neck. So that was very irritating. So I told her, you know what? You have to go back over it and re-dry it again, just like you do when you're using a blow dryer. The RevAir device is not the miracle device, but it does perform miracles. I like saying that. So the RevAir device uses reverse air technology, pulling the hair dry, thus giving us more control. When I say us, I mean those of us who have hair like Miss Tammy. Drying Afro hair has always been so difficult because the hair was blown all over the place and continued to mat and tangle and just become even more difficult. Now, with the RevAir device, as you can see here and watching the video, it's a lot more gentle, thus giving us who have all this textured hair, particularly the frizz, a lot more control, a lot more ease, and a much, much better experience with our hair. Those of us with textured hair have been shunned, we've been teased. There's not been a lot of devices and tools and products readily available for us to really embrace how unique and how dynamic our fabric is. So here I'm just showing her the water from the section that's pinned up top continues to drip. So use the device to go back over the section simply to dry the scalp. So don't leave the device on the hair for too long because it's not needed. Okay, so I went on ahead and put it on hyper speed. I did use my Everyday Miracle treatment to help detangle her hair. Now, it's not as supple as it could be because we understand that she has some more clarifying to do, but she definitely walked away with a better understanding of how to use the RevAir device and to lower her expectations on how beautiful her hair really is. Well, also on what her hair can do. So her expectations was a little high, so we brought them back down to reality, and she could see, oh, my hair look good. So whether she twists this, she flat irons this, or just wears it as is, her hair is absolutely phenomenal. And the RevAir device is the perfect device for people who have difficulty smoothing out or stretching their natural hair. And there you have it, plain and simple. You see? Nice and smooth. In this video, she decided she wanted to have her hair pressed out with the flat iron so that we could shape her ends up. But also, again, remember, she wanted to see how easy it is for her to take care of her hair and also how the device works. And I'm just showing you again in the video how even after drying, the hair was still a little damp at the nape. So we just went back over using the wand, holding it towards there it is, the nape area, just to get the scalp dry so that we can proceed with her style. Now again, you could flat iron, you could cornrow braid, you could just rock your afro, you could do whatever you want to do. Boom. All right, so there it is, all smoothed out. And now we have flat ironed her hair, but I had to go back and use a pressing comb to get her regrowth a little bit smoother, because when you have Afro coily hair, commonly known as 4C hair, the flat iron does not get to the regrowth as close as it could. Now, the regrowth has to be pressed out nice and smooth. If the regrowth is not pressed out nice and smooth, when you go to comb your hair, it's going to break. When you're styling your hair, all of the fibers have to be in the same consistency. So it's either all coily, all straight, all braided, all locked, all twisted. You can't have half of the hair straightened and half of the hair coiled. So at her regrowth, you can clearly see she has some texture. I tried to bring my camera up as close as I could, but this was as close as I could get it without burning my camera, okay? So I'm showing you again, I'm using a good old-fashioned pressing comb, and I'm using the back of the comb to smooth the hair. So there it is, you can see. And I'm really just getting her regrowth a little bit straighter so that when she sweats, the hair does not revert back. And I also want her to have a nice smooth combing experience. I want the comb to glide through her hair. I don't want any skipping, because skipping is definitely indicative that we are pulling or snatching the hair. And this is where breakage happens a lot for people with 4C hair. I love to call it Afro coily hair, but I know y'all like 4C. So, and this is very safe for 4C hair. We've been straightening hair since before Jesus Christ. So, you know, no hair shaming, guys. You can do this and all of her texture will revert back. I did use my Everyday Miracle treatment as a thermal protectant. And to flat iron it, I used hair grease, okay? So sometimes you just got to go back to the old school. Now, I used a little, that's why it's not so heavy. Today's hairstyles, people like to see the hair flow. So there, I just wanted to show you again her regrowth area. And I want to get this as smooth as possible, because if I leave any amount of texture, when she starts to sweat or get moist, it's going to revert very fast, and she traveled a long way for her hair. Okay, so here's her hairline that she was really concerned about. Now, she was diagnosed with traction alopecia from pulling too tight. So here I'm demonstrating how the doctor was correct. She was pulling her hair backwards or down when it should be going forward. So I just want you guys to see that sometimes we force hairstyles onto our heads of hair when we shouldn't. So combing it forward, we can see how the hair is just laying naturally. Excuse me.
And now you can see how the hair.
So again, I'm showing you we comb her hair down. That's her natural growth pattern. This pattern of breakage is very common. I see this a lot in my line of work, and women, men, teenagers, they jaws just drop whenever I do this demonstration to show them to comb your hair in its natural growth patterns. And her hair around the hairline is growing forward, but she was combing it straight down and she was pulling it back. So there you can see the breakage, but you can also see her hair is coming back in. Excuse me. So this is why I'm telling you guys, please don't give up on your hair. It seemed like nothing was there, but upon further inspection, she could see, wait a minute, I've got some hair there. And all she has to do is care for it using the right products, the right tools, and the right techniques. Here are the ends of her hair, which wasn't as bad as she thought it was. So I'm just going to do a blueprint volumetric haircut. That's a hair cutting system that creates volume as we shape the hair. And there you have it. Her ends are trimmed, a nice full haircut. We went throughout her entire head of hair to shape it up. And you have to admit, Tammy is a phenomenal young woman. RevAir definitely partners with real people in real life to help them understand that their hair is good and beautiful and it's not difficult to manage. So I'm going to also dedicate this to the founders, the creators of RevAir, because those of us who have grown up with Afro hair, I'm telling you guys, we have been put through the ringer in this society about our hair being difficult. And without the RevAir device, I don't know. We used to have to put relaxers in our hair to make this happen. And this is just done with the RevAir Everyday Miracle Treatment, some hair grease, a nice shape up. And again, Tammy, I hope you're watching this video. I admire you. I'm certain you're going to get a lot of likes. And I appreciate you all for supporting Tammy, because this was very bold of her to expose herself and what she's going through in her learning curve. But at the end of the day, the RevAir device is definitely worth every penny for a beautiful woman like her who wants to have more control with her hair at home. She does not want to be a slave to the hair salon. She wants to be able to care for her hair herself. So thank you guys very much. Don't forget my books, Curly Hair Adventures, What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon, is available on Amazon. If you're a cosmetologist needing support, the Beauty and Barber Survival Plan is free on my Patreon platform. My hair care products, they are also available on Amazon. Please check out my podcast at What They Don't Tell You at the Hair Salon. And don't forget to follow me on all the social media platforms. I appreciate you all from the bottom of my heart. Peace, love, and hair. And if you ain't got no hair, don't forget, rub your beautiful bald head. Thank you, Tammy, very much. Thank you, RevAir.